Hello, this is Eileen, the environmental educator, and I had a long weekend, so there wasn't a video on Monday and Tuesday, but there's always something to talk about. And today, yes, the leaders, I guess what they're called in communist countries, right? The leaders, they have new washing machine regulations, and the Washington Free Beacon says that this could ruin Laundry Day because you know, we have to do this for climate change. It is in here somewhere. And right here, this is consumerreports.org and their advocacy page, December 15th, 2020, a couple years ago. But they were talking about the new washing machine rules, and it undermines the standards that are saving consumers money and energy. So this was from a few years ago, but it says that a new Department of Energy rule would allow for a new class of top-loading clothes washers and drying machines that would offer a short cycle as the normal cycle. And David Friedman, Vice President at Advocacy at Consumer Reports, and a former acting Assistant Secretary for the Department of Energy Office of Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy, said that consumers didn't ask for this and consumers won't benefit from it, in part because washing machines already have quick cycles. This will undermine the existing rules by creating a new class of clothes washers and dryers, especially since Department of Energy is not even setting standards for these new classes. So right here, according to Consumer Reports testing, they said that this new rule change applies typically have shorter cycle times than other washer types. However, they also tend to be worse at cleaning than the front loading washers and usually use more energy and water. Kinda defeats the purpose. So in 1987, when federal standards were first set, news clothes washers use 70% less energy while average capacity increased by 33%. Clothes washer performance has improved, showing better washing performance, better on general clothes, and having a higher capacity. But the Department of Energy is now putting at risk those huge gains in efficiency and consumer savings. Appliance makers are innovating in ways that help consumers, thanks in part to steadily improving federal guidelines over the past 3 decades, says Friedman. He said the goal of appliance standards is to help consumers by saving money and reducing energy costs while meeting their needs, but these latest rollbacks and rule changes by the Department of Energy run counter to that mission. And here's that Washington Free Beacon article, and it was on Monday, March 13th. And yeah, it says that Biden's Energy Department last month proposed new energy efficient standards for washing machines that would require new appliances to use considerably less water in an all-out effort to confront the global climate crisis. Okay, the water crisis and the climate crisis are two completely different things. Okay, if the climate crisis even exists, the water crisis, I think we all agree does. It says that the mandates would force manufacturers to reduce cleaning performance to ensure their machines comply. Leading industry giants such as Whirlpool said in public comments on the rule. They also make the appliances more expensive and a laundry day a headache. Each cycle will take longer. The detergent will cost more. And in the end, the clothes will be less clean, the manufacturers say. So the Department of Energy has also proposed new efficiency standards for refrigerators, which could come into effect in 2027. Collectively, these energy efficiency actions support the occupation's ambitious clean energy agenda to combat the climate crisis. Well, no, that's counter talk, okay? A clean energy agenda was supposed to get us all of this clean energy so that it kind of really didn't matter how much energy you were using. It was all just clean energy, okay? So this has nothing to do with a clean energy agenda. We're not achieving the clean energy agenda. That is proven even by Biden now, allowing drilling up in Alaska. Okay, we're not meeting that agenda. So what this is ambitious plans to just have government agencies that are not elected by anyone, who are lifelong bureaucrats, come up with standards that they mandate that you, the citizen who pays them, even if they're not technically a public servant, they are working in a government role that is supposed to make your life better, but they just impose tyranny. Because, not all of these things they're coming up with are better, especially, none of these articles talk about, because nobody knows and nobody cares, that the occupation and all environmental voices are actually preventing the light years best solutions. Where if we just ended our disposable society, or if we got going on hemp and got individual cooperation to simply turn off unused electricity and unused water, we wouldn't really be worried so much about washing machines. Okay, so what these people won't do is light years more than what they're doing, but is really not along with their ambitious agenda that they're not achieving. It's their agenda that they have that they don't talk about, which is, we are collapsing to a communist country and you will do what the boot on your neck says. And by collapsing to a communist country, I mean, they're just locking down the Iron Curtain that's been around us for a very long time now. And so right here, the Energy Department, it didn't have a statement, but in its proposal, it said that maintaining acceptable cleaning performance can be more difficult as energy and water levels are reduced, but it expressed confidence that Whirlpool and other appliance manufacturers can comply with its regulations without sacrificing stain removal or other performance standards. Okay. But, the manufacturers say that their concerns over the proposals are justified. And, it's one thing to be a bureaucrat sitting in an office who isn't coming up with the actual technology that's going to work and use less water and be more efficient. But, you got to take into account the people that are actually paid to do that. It's easy to be a bureaucrat. And it's going to be a financial burden for those companies too, because the Energy Department estimates that manufacturers will incur nearly $700 million in conversion costs to transition to the new machines. Okay, so yes, there is always with the bureaucrats ideas that they make regulations which are the equivalent somewhat of laws because they're mandated, but they always come with a financial noose around your neck. And according to Sophie Miller, who is the George Washington's with the George Washington University, she said that those standards, well, back in 2001, Clinton, that White House, established the country's first washing machine energy and efficiency standards. And Sophie says that those standards led to ruined laundry, ongoing maintenance, and service calls, prompting Whirlpool to release a cleaning product specifically designed to address moldy washing machines. Okay, that's all you want is mold growing in your washing machine, and And then, that's definitely getting to your clothes, and it's just in your house, and it's definitely not good for you. But it's been since 2012, a whole decade, that more stringent appliance energy efficiency standards, which have not been updated for washing machines in a decade. So I guess it's time for the bureaucrats to decide that they're going to tighten the noose while you cannot get anyone to actually just get solutions implemented that would be having people live freely. And, am I about responsible doing laundry? Yeah. I mean, I'm not asking you to hand wash your clothes, okay? But, we could do a lot with drying right here. I'm fortunate and I've lived a few decades, and I remember when homes, got dryers. Okay. And you know what? We didn't have environmental problems prior to us being a disposable society that had, and a society that had all of these electrical appliances, including washers and dryers. And there's nothing the matter with just hanging your clothes out to dry, or even if you live indoors, there's indoor racks and on hangers. Okay, I don't use a dryer, and my clothes dry, and they're just fine. And I don't have a rack. I just put them on hangers, or I just lay them on the back of some things, and a couple hours later they're dry, and I put them away. And that is a huge energy user, dryers. And so we have to have clean clothes. Okay. But instead of talking responsibly and getting people educated so that, they become the solution, they do responsible actions, the government and its bureaucrats are out making mandates that maybe don't even improve the product. But tyrants don't care about that. So stay tuned, people.